Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
Good. I'm so nervous, but how are
It's
you?
I'm doing great. How's it going? I hear you're slotting me in between school, so I feel very special.
No, I'll always make an exception for you. Of course.
How's it going? So proud of you. I've heard so much. Your dad was talking to my husband when they were in Hawaii. When you guys were in Hawaii, you were right down the street from us. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Oh, he
Wow.
didn't. He didn't say anything. So
Apparently
we've
not.
already heard so many great things about you.
Oh my God.
What's going
Oh,
on? Tell me, what's on your mind?
I'm like, I'm just like nervous, but really excited.
Don't be
Oh,
nervous.
it's like I'm meeting an idol. I'm literally meeting an idol. But like, just preparing for this moment for so long. But I'm very excited today. Yes. I also get to miss one of my classes, so it's a little.
Well,
Don't
tell
tell
your
my teachers
teacher,
anything.
ask your teacher for forgiveness from me because you're doing me a
I
favor.
definitely
We're
don't
missing
make the
class.
exception. I think
Yes,
I'll make the
tell,
exception.
tell your teacher thank you.
I guess, of course, I will.
Well, what's on your mind? What do you want to know? What do you want to talk about?
Yes, I actually did want to talk to you about. I wanted to ask you one question about your book, which, by the way, I have read and I love it. Divine.
Thank you.
And yes, so I wanted to ask you, what advice do you have for teens who want to be themselves and thrive, like you have and currently are?
Well,
You know,
like
also
you
for.
have and currently are, you know? Um, I mean, I am just so proud of you, being just an amazing role model and embracing your truth, right?
Oh, nice.
You're already doing this. So maybe this is for some other young people that are listening.
I
But let
feel
me just
I need
say
help.
it does take time to know what your self is, for young people. So my first piece of advice is be patient with yourself. Number
Right.
one, you know, at your age or in the teenage years and probably through your 20s, you're going to be
Right.
experimenting with so many versions of yourself, right? All young people are
Exactly.
trying on different versions, different voices. They're learning more about their intellect. They're learning about what they love, what they're good at, what they like. This is the period of
Right.
exploration, right? And sometimes we put too much pressure on teenagers to know who you're going to be. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
That's what I write. It was a question that I hated. It's like, how am I supposed to? I'm 13. I'm 12. You're not supposed to know yet. Your
Right.
job now as a teenager is not to have it all figured out, but to give yourself self space and time to learn and grow. So that means you want to try a lot of things on. You want to read a lot of good books. You want to experiment with different friends and connect with people who are not like you sometimes, because sometimes it's the people who aren't like you who will show you a part of yourself that you never knew was there. And that's not
Right.
necessarily what teenagers do. Teenagers are comfortable in their sameness. A lot of times they like
Right.
to be in their clique, right? They like to be around people who look like them, who act like them, who like the same things, and they're trying
Right.
that on. But what we do know is that growth comes with difference. You know,
Right.
growth comes when you try on something new and you learn from that. So right now, I would just encourage young people to keep on exploring that because it's a lifelong journey. And who you are today, no matter how confident you feel, by the time you're my age, almost 60, you will have tried on so many different versions of yourself, and hopefully I have more things to try on. So the journey
Right.
of becoming and learning who you are, it never ends. You just continue to grow if you're lucky. Does that make
Right.
sense? What would
Awesome.
you
Awesome.
tell what would you tell young people? I'm curious to know how you think about this.
I mean, based off my experiences, I'd probably say the same. Like even right now, I'm trying to branch out and try more things. Of course, it's a very hard time to like expand your
Mhm.
circle in coronavirus, but like even with friends, like I was very, like you described, I was like, oh, I only want to hang out with people who are like the same as me, or like we like the same interests. And I had this one friend, still a very good friend of mine, who was very different. And no one really thought that we'd be good friends. And now she's my best friend of 4 years. And I am so glad that I like, because we all think that we thrive with people who are just like us. But I mean, I think
Yeah.
getting a different perspective from someone else who isn't like you really helps. And that definitely helped me in
Mhm.
becoming me and defining my truth. And she actually really helped me to become a better myself. And
Mhm.
I'm really glad. And your advice is impeccable. I don't know if I can even expand on that, but yeah, I would
You're
definitely
doing
agree
a
with you.
pretty good job.
Oh, yes, but I agree with you completely. I think that
Mhm.
change, even though it's scary, is
Yeah.
probably one of the most beneficial things in growth. And
And
yeah,
the
I
thing
guess.
that the other thing I want to remind young people is that trying on different things now and building that muscle to
Right,
be okay with change will allow
yeah,
you to be bigger as you grow, because a lot of people don't try new things because they're afraid of transition, right? They're
right,
afraid of the new thing, right? But
right,
everything good in life that's going to happen to you is going to require you to try something new. You know, going away to college is new, and
new,
it's and everything new takes some time to adjust to. You're going to feel out of place. You're going to feel nervous. It's going to take you a moment. You're going to feel apprehensive. You're going to be lonely, right? With the
of
new
course,
thing. But guess what? In 4 weeks, in 6 weeks, the new thing will be the old thing. You'll be
exactly.
accustomed to that. And so
Right,
a lot of people don't go to college because they're afraid of feeling alone, right? So you miss out on college. You don't try something new because you don't want to overcome that feeling, that first little period of discomfort that comes with trying something new. And then
right,
what happens when you want a new job or you have to move to a new city? What happens if you get an opportunity in a new country where you have to speak a new language, right?
right,
You don't want to miss out on those kind of opportunities because you never learned how to approach something different and new and overcome the natural and normal and initial fear and hesitation. You get over that,
right,
right? That goes
of course.
away. So
Yeah,
that's something I want young people to keep in mind. Learn how to do something new. Learn how to do things that make you feel uncomfortable, because if you don't, then you're just stuck. You're just stuck where you are. You're
exactly.
stuck in the same place with the same people. And if you do that for decade after decade after decade, that's kind of sad, you know? That's not a way to
Yeah,
live a life, right? And
right,
that's just because you were afraid of, you never learned to embrace something new. So I want young people to
right.
practice embracing the new, because I don't want them to ever feel stuck in their lives, you know? And I think
Of
that
course.
you are the kind of individual that will never feel stuck. And I think that that's one of the important things you're offering to the audience that you're serving. It's like break out of the same old thing and try something new, because the world will be your oyster and you will be able to do anything in life.
Exactly. Anything. Oh my God. Well, thank you for that wonderful piece of advice. I am so glad I
Thank
got to talk to
you.
my idol today.
Well, hopefully I will
Of
see you
course.
in the flesh
Oh,
one day. I think we'll make that happen, you know?
yes, we will. Of course.
Well, until then, work hard. Thank your teacher for allowing you to miss class on my behalf, okay? And give your family
I
my
will.
love, all
Of course. All
right?
right. Bye.
All right,
Thanks,
proud of you,
Diane.
babe.